state of the art.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Triple Six back at you with another comic book haul video. So yeah, let's get this started. We're just gonna get right into it, man. As usual, I want to thank everybody for checking a brother out. Definitely greatly appreciated. For all of you that checked out that last video that I put up and made it all the way through on the first run. Nice. So, brother said, man, that was a long video. So I think what I'm gonna try and do now is I'm gonna try and break these hauls up, and between now and the end of the year, I'm gonna see if I can crank them out a little bit faster. My goal is to try and do a video every 2 weeks, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's get into this, man. You know what I like to do? I want to start off with a book that a brother read. So as you can see, I got that Absolute Batman issue number 1. Well, let's just do this. We got that Absolute Batman and that Absolute Wonder Woman. We know these have been the talk online. People have really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, so really, I don't have a lot to say about it. Everybody, I think, has already said enough. If you guys have checked it out, you know what time it is. But what I actually want to talk about, check this out. We got Duke, issue number 1. I finally sat down and started reading this, and man, I gotta say, I enjoyed the hell out of this. I really did. I've never really been a big G.I. Joe comic book fan. I enjoyed the cartoons back in the day when I was young, but as far as sitting down and reading them, that was never me. But I did enjoy that Cobra Commander that came out by Image. So, I put this off, this Duke. I was like, I'll get to it eventually. And I was pleasantly surprised, man. This was really good. It kind of starts off with Duke. I think he's talking to Hawk, General Hawk, and he's upset because he can't get any information. He saw something that had him shook, right? He saw a giant robot and he can't get any information on it. Basically, the government is acting like they don't exist. And he decides to go AWOL to try and find out what exactly it was that he saw. And the government, the Joes, they're after him. They're trying to bring him back in. And I gotta say, man, I've been enjoying this. I'm on issue number 3. Like I said, I enjoyed Cobra Commander. I'm going to be getting back in here soon I read like issue 1 and 2 of Void Rivals, but I'm going to get back into that. I read like issue 1 and 2 of Transformers. So people have had a lot of good things to say about this little story arc, this integrated universe by Image. So definitely, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, you should definitely look into it. But anyway, let's get into this haul, man. So first, I'm gonna show some books that I found at an antique store. Nothing major, just picked up a couple of things. This is Manga Pun X, issue number 1. I just thought it was a nice little anime cover. This is Phantom Force, issue number 0. The only reason why I grabbed this is a collab between Jack Kirby and Jim Lee. I believe this was like 1984, 85. Just an interesting little pickup out of Genesis West. I picked up 2 issues of that. Another book I didn't know anything about. I just saw that it was a Stan Sakai cover. This is Rib, issue number 1. I found this. I found another issue of Jonathan Fox out of Mariah Graphics, The Silent Killer. I'm pretty sure I have this from back in the day, maybe. But anyway, this caught heat a while ago. This is Alien Legion, issue number 1. This is out of Epic Comics. This came out in 1984. Also, I found a Static, issue number 8. I haven't ran into any Static books in a while, so this was a nice little find out in the wild. This came out in what, 1993? From them boys from Milestone. Also, speaking of Milestone, they also had Icon versus Holocaust, issue number 10. Brother found him a nice looking newsstand. Also grabbed this. I probably should have looked it up, but I'm pretty sure this is Transformers, issue number 10. This came out in 1984. I think this is the first appearance of the Constructicons when they merge into Devastator. Nice. Also found this. This is Transformers, issue number 53. I think this is getting close to the end of the run for Transformers. I picked this up because this was a Jim Lee cover. It's not the greatest condition, but considering this is the first time I've ever seen this in the wild, you know, brother had to pick it up. I grabbed this because I thought this was the one that had, I think, the first appearance of the new Hawk Girl, but it's actually issue number 1. Anyway, this is Secret Files and Origins of the JSA. This next set of books that I want to show, there's a little dealer show that I went to a couple weekends ago. Didn't really find a lot, but I did pick up a couple things. A book that I'm sure if you guys watched my video to the end when I went down that rabbit hole, you might remember this popping up. This is Marvel Knights, issue number 2. Just a dope Casada cover. Dazzler, featuring both the light and dark aspects. Oh, check this out. I showed this a while ago in one of my haul videos. I found another one, man. This is the X-Men, the prequel, the Rogue cover. And what makes this really nice is not only is it another clean copy, I don't think it is as good as that one that I showed in the previous video, but it's still really nice. This is also a newsstand, so just a dope font. Speaking of a nice little font, I believe this is a Darwin Cook cover. Anyway, this is Justice League Gods and Monsters, issue number 1. This came out, I believe, in 2015. I found both of the covers. I think this is a variant, or this is the cover A, cover B. Anyway, I believe both of these are Darwin Cook. Just a nice little font in the cheap bins. I need to stop buying this right here. But it's just such a great Alex Ross cover. This is Justice Society of America, issue number 25. I've got a few of these, but when you find this on the cheap, I think this was like less than 50 cents. You gotta pick it up. Speaking of a book that I had to pick up, this is the premiere issue of She the Series, number 1. This is just a cover I don't think I have from Crusader Comics. This cover is by J.G. Jones. Just a nice pickup. Speaking of She, I'm sure I've seen these before. I'm sure I've shown them before in an older haul video. Anyway, this is She and Cyblade, issue number 1. This might be the first appearance of Cyblade, if I remember correctly. Anyway, just a nice little find out there in the wild. So a book that I haven't seen in a while, and I always thought this was a really great cover. This is Infinite Frontier, issue number 0. I always thought this was just a beautiful cover, man, and this came out in like, I want to say, what, 2014? No. 2020, I believe. Just man, it just doesn't seem like it was that long ago when they tried to do this little story arc. But I always enjoyed this cover, and like I said, I just don't see it in the wild anymore since this first came out. So, you know, like I said, I got this on the cheap. Speaking of a dope cover, this is one I don't think I've shown before. This is Supergirl, issue number 79. This came out in 2002, 2003. Just a dope homage cover of Crisis on Infinite Earths. That issue where Superman was holding Supergirl. This was just a dope little find in the cheap bins. A book that caught a little heat during the X-Men 90s animation. This is X-Men issue number 24. A dope Andy Kubert cover. So to find this in the wild, you know, this was a nice little pickup, man. Speaking of a dope find, check this out. This is John Carter, Warlord of Mars, issue number 11. This is just a beautiful cover, man. And don't worry about the price, because the guy that was selling this, he had been to a couple of these before, but I guess he hadn't been making any sales, and he had lumped all of his books with different prices. Like if you buy 3 books listed at $10, you can get them for like $15 or something like that, and he had done some for like $30 and $40. If you buy 3, you get them for like, what was it, like $30, $35 or something like that. It was just, he had a nice little sale. He was like, I'm trying to clear out my inventory, so yeah, man, just check me out, see what I got going on. But I just thought that was a nice little find. I've never seen that before in the wild. Anyway, this is a special issue, The Origin of Dejah Thoris. Nice. Speaking of a dope little find, check this out. This is Catwoman, issue number 48. You know who the artist is when you see this. Adam Hughes goodness. Nice. And this right here, man, I picked this up just because this is Totem, issue number 2, but I recognize the company. This is by Big City Comics. They're the guys that are responsible for putting out the Brother Man comics that I showed back in the day. So I just thought this was a nice little find. I've never seen this in a while before, and like I said, I got this on the cheap, so it was a nice little pickup. Speaking of a nice find, man, check this out. I finally found this book in the wild. Every time I've seen this, it's always been on somebody's wall, marked up for crazy prices. Anyway, this is Sam Wilson, Captain America, issue number 3. I believe this is the first appearance of the new Falcon. I could never find this book, man. Ever. Anyway, I think this came out in what, 2016? 2013? I think this came out in 2016. Anyway, just to find this finally at cover price. This book has finally lost its luster. It's finally dropped back down to reality. So just a nice little pickup. Speaking of a dope pickup, check this out. Like I said, I got this just I'd buy 3, get them at a great price. This is that Tokyo Ghost, issue number 1. Supposedly they're making a movie or something on this. I saw the anime back in the day. It was interesting. So to see this in live action, I'll be curious to see what they do with this. Anyway, just a nice little find. Oh, speaking of a nice little find, check this out. Brother God, this is Cherry Pop-Tart, issue number 5. I believe this is the first print. I looked on the inside to check out the indicia, and I'm thinking that if there was nothing on it, it's a first print. If it's second print, it'll say it. If you guys know, correct me. Definitely correct me in the comments. But I believe this is a first print. Anyway, just a nice little find. And when I was looking at the indicia to see what print this was, I started thumbing through it. I had no idea. That's what was going on in Cherry Pop-Tart. Wow. Cherry gets raw dog. I was like, what the hell? What? Don't get me wrong. I done showed some stuff. Some stuff that's in the gutter, dog. Just in the gutter on the guts. But I was not expecting that from Cherry Pop-Tart. Anyway, this came out in what? I think this is 1987. And this issue 2 came out in like 1985, I believe. Just nice little pickup. Speaking of a dope find, check this out. This is Cave Woman, Pangean Sea, issue number 1. The Frank Cho cover with I don't know if Bud Root probably did the covers. Usually on these Cave Woman issues, it's mainly Bud Root that's the cover artist. This might even be his thing, but this is one of those where Frank Cho did a cover. I know this was popular. It popped up on some Hot Tens a while back, but this is just a dope cover. And to be able to find this in the wild, and like I said, this was at buy 3, get them at a great price. So brother definitely didn't spend that 40. So as a matter of fact, when I first saw this, I put it back in the box. I was like, man, I'm not spending 40 on this. But then I saw his little sign. I was like, buy 3, get them at this price. I was like, yeah, let me go back. I had to go back through the boxes, and some books that I was going to leave, I had to pick them back up. Anyway, just a nice little find. And speaking of a dope pickup, check this out. Can you believe I have never owned this book? This is my first time owning. Check it out. Omega Men, issue number 3. This is the first appearance of the main man, Lobo. Nice. Nice. And this is a nice looking copy. It's not perfect. I don't think it really has any color breaking ticks. No, there might be some light. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is a Mylar. Yeah, there you go, right there. See that right in between the T and the H? But like I said, for my first one, this is still a nice looking book. The colors are vibrant, beautiful. This was just a nice little pickup. I mean, the spine is sharp. A press will even make it look better. There's nothing to do with that little bit of color, but this could still get a 9.6. Just a nice little find. And I believe that this is the last book that I got at that dealer show. But this came out in what? I think 19... Was this 80? 83 was it? I don't know. Anyway, just check it out. Do your research. I just want to get through these books. I want to try and speed it up for you guys tonight, so you don't have to sit through as a long one. You know, as long as the videos I usually do. Grabbing my next stack. Oh, let's get into some Verotic. Check this out. I've shown some of these books before. This is Weird Voodoo, issue number 4. Just another one of those dope covers, man. I just like it when it shows this sexy black. What is this? Oh, that's right. In the old movies, she was the bride of Frankenstein. So I don't know if she's the bride of the witch doctor. I don't know what's going on here, but it's clearly a female Frankenstein. It's the sexy black version. She's nice, man. Nice. Speaking of some books for erotic, check this out. So I'm not sure how to pronounce this. At first I thought it was George, but that's a negative. I don't know if this is supposed to be like French or Creole. I don't know what this language is, but it's like G Rouge. I don't know. Anyway, this is issue number 1. Just like the colors, very vibrant. Looks really good on that black. Also picked up issue number 2. That's Simon Bisley. Okay, that's enough of that. A little risque. Then we also got. Oh wait. Issue 1. Okay, so I got them out of order. This is the issue 1/2. Issue 1, issue 2. Gotta love those colors, man. Beautiful colors. Just a dope cover. And this is issue 3. I do want to read these, so I'm gonna see what's happening in this. It looks interesting. Finally got this at a cheap price. This thing has finally came down. I just thought it was an interesting book. I know a lot of people aren't into AI art, but your boy don't have a problem with it. So at least on some things, especially if it's something that's interesting, if it piques my interest, if it's something that I can appreciate artistically, I'm going for it. But anyway, when I saw this, I wanted this. So check this out. I finally got a hold of this. This is that Blank Canvas, issue number 1 by Television. I just thought when I saw this song, what was it, Beyond Wednesday? They had the artist on there, the guy that did this, the guy that put this out, and the things that he was talking about, and this looks like a mind trip when they were going through the pages and talking about the stories. This was something that I wanted, but out the gate, you know, people were spending like 50 to 75 for this bad boy, and I wasn't doing it. And then by the time I stopped looking at it, it just disappeared, and I just didn't see it. But one popped up online, and your boy got a hold of it. So, nice little pickup. Speaking of a dope pickup, check this out. This is Tales of Ashunda out of Stranger Comics. This is based in that Niobe world. I went through this. I sat and watched some guys talking about this storyline. This is just, this is really good, man. This might be worth checking out. It's got some beautiful interior artwork. Just a dope book. So I was glad to add this to the collection. Speaking of Niobe, I wanted this for a while but could never run it down. And then, you know how it is, you just get caught up on the other things. But check this out. This is a dope homage to the late, great Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. This is the Glorious Niobe off of his Ready to Die album. Just a dope book, man. When I first saw it, I'd wanted it, but just never could get it. And I think there's a Comic-Con version of this that goes for more money. I think the Niobe is in like blue foil or something like that. But anyway, this was just a nice little pickup, man. Speaking of an interesting pickup, I believe this came out in like 2015. This is the Uncanny Inhumans, issue number 1. This is the 1 in 25. It's like, what's his name? Is it Joe Chung? Something like that. But like I said, this is a 1 in 25. This doesn't go for anything. It did for a while. People are still asking some interesting prices for the CGCs, 9.8s, but like I said, you can get these things on the cheap. As a matter of fact, man, I hope you guys online look at, man, because they're just some incredible books going for little or nothing. Guys are just letting stuff go. So I really hope you guys are watching what's going on out there. There's just some great buys, man. Some great buys. And speaking of a great buy, check this out. This is Idolized, issue number 1. Just a beautiful limited edition retailer incentive out of Aspen Comics. Just a dope art. Adams. Now all I need to do is get that color version and it's all good, man. Anyway, I believe this came out in 2012. Just a dope, like I said, Arthur Adams, man. Speaking of a beautiful book, finally got a hold of this. I thought I had it, but I just had the regular version. This is, anyway, this is Supergirl, issue number 19. This is one of those Comic-Con versions, Comic-Con foils. Just a dope art germ. I don't know what the print run on this was. Probably, I think DC was the same as Marvel, 3,000. I could be wrong, but like I said, I think these SDCC, NYCC, whatever con it is, I think some of these are a little harder to find. I was watching a lot of guys talking about the latest NYCC con that took place, and you guys already know incentives, exclusives, those things are hit or miss, so you just never know what's going to catch on, what's going to die out the gate. So I just thought this was a great little pickup, especially for Art Germ. I just think he's going to be another artist that people are going to look for in the future. And some of these that could be a little bit harder to find, like these con exclusives, might be something that people will go looking for. Anyway, Supergirl issue 19, just a dope find. And speaking of those dope store exclusives, you guys know I don't have a problem with it. Check it out. This is that Gun Honey issue number 1 Collision Course. Just a crazy dope beautiful cover done by Inkpot. He definitely likes his women voluptuous. Just nice, man. Nice. And another beautiful book. Check this out. This is Supergirl Power Hour cosplay variant. This is definitely AI art, but what drew me to this was, man, look at their costume. That is fantastic. I mean, if this is what AI art is doing, man, artists are going to step up their game. Look at this thing. Look at that leather, man. Look at that. Just look at that design. That is a beautiful, beautiful cover. I'm not hating on that, man. As a matter of fact, this cover was so cold. It's a dual cover. This is the first time I have ever wanted to put, this book came in Mylar, but this was the first time I was like, man, I need to get me some Mylar bags. And this was the first time I ever wanted a clear backing board. So your boy ordered him 25 just for this book. And I'm like, now on books that have beautiful covers on both sides, I gotta do it. But check this out. This is the back cover. This is by Deviant Nation. Look at that. This is what a clear backing board does for you, dog. Look at that. So when I come across books with some beautiful, beautiful artwork, it's going in a Mylar. And if it's got dope artwork on both sides, gotta have that clear backing board, man. Gotta have it. Just a beautiful, beautiful book. Like I said, this book made me buy some clear backing boards. That's no joke. Anyway, these are limited to 100, supposedly. So I got number 17 out of 100. Anyway, just a beautiful book, man. Beautiful book. Oh, speaking of a beautiful book, what I'm talking about, man, if you guys aren't online looking, you just never know what you're gonna find. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. So check this out. This is Ursa Minor issue number 6, that Natalie Sanders variant. Just a dope book that was put out back in the day by Big Dog Inc. If you guys remember from a couple of haul videos ago, I had shown 2 other covers from Ursa Minor. One that I had wanted where she was sitting in the bathtub of blood. Just a beautiful, beautiful cover. Well, this is another one. And I've been watching this. I just didn't want to pay the prices. And I saw a auction come up, right? The auction started at $1.99. You guys know nobody bidded on this book but me. I won this book for $1.99. $2. Could not believe it. And this thing is in beautiful shape. Look at this. Look at this. There's a little something on that corner right here at the top. But there are no color breaking spawn ticks on this thing. I mean, this thing is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And for $2, go price it. Go see what people are asking for this. Just an unbelievable pickup. Alright. We're like, what, 35 minutes in? Let me grab my last stack. So on the Hot Tens, on Mr. Longshort, the book popped up. That CGI preview, that beautiful book with she and the dragon tatted on her back, that trended on the Hot 10, and it was Mr. Longshort showed it. Well, if you guys are curious, I showed that like a year ago. Check out, if you're interested, on my haul video. I think it's issue number haul 63. I talked about that book. I also talked about another she book that, now that is on those guys' radar, I think that book another book that I showed will eventually show up as well. And it's also on that video. And that book was She, the Illustrated Warrior. It was just a beautiful, beautiful cover, man. And if you go and look that book up, I think it's like issue number 3. If you go and look that book up online, people are asking a little bit for that. I was surprised. That's going for a nice little bit compared to when I talked about it a while ago, a year ago. I got it for nothing, just a couple dollars. Anyway, on that book I talked about, obviously, Billy Tucci and Sparacio. They knew that they had a winner. They had also, I guess, did a larger version of it, and they put it, I guess they have a museum where they live, and they put that cover art in that museum, but it was a little different. Instead of her being in a white dress, she was in a pinkish red, and I talked about they used that version on a trade paperback, and I finally picked that up. Check this out. This is the book I was talking about. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. This is She, the Illustrated Warrior, the trade paperback. And like I said, the main comic is like, I think it's issue number 3. Don't quote me on it. If you're curious, just go look up the Illustrated Warrior and you'll see it. She's in a white dress. Anyway, I think these guys will, on the Hot Tens, Mr. Longshort, I think this will eventually pop up on one of these guys' shows one of these days. This is just a dope artwork, man. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. Anyway, I was glad to finally add this to the collection. Speaking of a beautiful book, check this out. I saw, I think it was on either Beyond Wednesday, Mr. Longshort. They bought this book up, and I knew it was one that I had to get. I'm finally just now getting around to showing this. I've been sitting on it for a while. Check it out. This is Lust, Sex, and Desires from 3T Publishing. I think this is like issue number 3 or 4. Just a beautiful, beautiful book. It's definitely a little larger. It's a little larger than a comic book. It's more magazine size. But I felt I had to get this, man. Had to get it. As a matter of fact, I picked up 2 of these. Just a dope book. So glad to add this to the collection. Just artwork that gives you that Victorian age feel. It's a nice looking book. So for my last couple of books, I think it's going to be, I've been getting into a Wonder Woman kick here lately. Gee, I wonder why. If anybody saw that haul video where I showed up one of my, a book that's been at me for a long time that I wanted, that I finally got, just a dope David Finch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look back at a couple of my videos. You'll see it. It's anyway, it just got me looking at Wonder Woman books. So I've been on a Wonder Woman kick. Anyway, let's start off. This is Wonder Woman issue number 12. Excuse me. This is just 1 in 25. Just interesting Fornace cover. I liked it, so I had to get it. Speaking of an interesting book, this is another 1 in 25. This is Wonder Woman issue number 4. Let me see, who is the artist on this? Give me a minute. Let me look this up right quick. So this is a Scott Forbes. Like I said, I saw it. I had seen it a while ago. I just never picked it up, and it ended up in my LCS's long boxes, and I was thumbing through Wonder Woman. I said, you know what? That really isn't a bad cover, and for the price, it's under ratio. So I said, let me go ahead and get it. And I just picked this up this week. It kept coming up when I was searching Wonder Woman online, and the more I kept looking at it, it started growing on me. And I knew it was also on the long boxes at my LCS, so I picked it up. I picked it up today. Well, it's actually now Thursday because I'm up early in the morning shooting this video, but I picked it up this Wednesday when I went out and bought my books. But check it out. This is Wonder Woman issue 792. Another 1 in 25 by Zoo or Zoo. Like I said, when I was looking at Wonder Woman variants, this kept popping up, and the more I kept looking at it, I said, man, let me get this. I like this. I thought this was a beautiful cover. Speaking of some dope covers, we've got another one of those Wonder Woman Black and Gold issue number 1. This is a Joshua Middleton. You guys know what I think about Middleton. This was a nice little pickup, and I got this as a lot online for just a great price, man. Check it out. I got that. I got the Black and Gold Wonder Woman issue number 1. This is Carla Cohen. And you guys know I've shown a lot of her books. I really like what she does. I believe that's she's married to Perillo. And like I said, she's up there. She does some fantastic works. But that is the trade. This is the limited trade. And clearly it's blown up, magnified. Just fantastic looking book, man. So, like I said, brother got it on the cheap in a lot. So, I had to get it. And speaking of a book that I had to get, check this out. Another one of those books that just came out last week. This was a must get when I went. I think it was, as a matter of fact, was it last week, a week before last, that the Absolute Wonder Woman came out. Anyway, there was one incentive that I had to get for that, and that was this Dan Panosian 1 in 25. Now, of course, Absolute Wonder Woman, like Absolute Batman, was printed, had a large print. There's a lot of store exclusives. There's a lot of variants. So this thing was struggling to be over double ratio. I think if you guys can wait, you still will be able to get this. I think this will be ratio and below, but this is just a fantastic Dan Panosian cover, and I had to get it. Just a beautiful book. And for my last 2 books, like I said, I got on this Wonder Woman kick. Just online searching, and like I said, people are just almost giving stuff away. I couldn't believe it when I ran across this. Anyway, check this out. This is Superman and Wonder Woman, issue number 5. The steampunk variant. It's put me one step closer to getting that other dope steampunk variant Wonder Woman. You just never thought you would get it, any of them, and then all of a sudden this popped up for an incredible price. Go price these online, man. People are asking some stupid money, even for this. And this also, I was surprised, is done by Dan Panosian. Just a dope pickup. And for the last book in this haul, like I said, online, man, and people were hitting me up because I was looking at their books, and I was like, man, I'm not spending that money for that. I'd like to have it, but I can't justify spending that for Raw. We're not even talking about a CGC 9.8. We're talking Raw, and they're asking triple digits. Nah, couldn't do it. And then this bad boy popped up. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, check this out. Like I said, this might not be everybody's cup of tea when it comes to exclusive incentives, but sometimes, man, the cover is just that good that you just got to get it. Anyway, check it out. For the final book in this haul, we got Wonder Woman, issue number 50, the convention exclusive Gal Gadot cover. Look at that. This is just one of those books that I was like, yeah, I'm never going to get this. And then, like I said, it popped up for just the price that I couldn't pass up. Just a dope pickup. High grade, 9.8 potential. Just an amazing get. Nice. So with that, you guys already know, I appreciate you hanging with me. I think I did this in under 50 minutes. It's still going to end up, once I put my intro and outro, it's probably going to be close to about an hour. But all things considered, that's short compared to what I usually do, I guess. That's short. It's not bad. So, with that, you guys know what time it is. This is your boy, 666. Until next time, I'm out.